This weekend, the West Bloomfield Library is kicking off their summer reading program. Attendees can enjoy bounce houses, a trackless train, sensory stations, crafts, sweet treats, and so much more. The summer reading program is going to be running from June 7th to August 8th, inviting families to color our world through reading and activities. Here to tell us more is the Outreach and Engagement Supervisor for the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, Emily Vickers. Emily, thank you so much for joining us here on The Splash.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, always love to hear about these great programs to benefit the entire community. So how does the Color Our World theme help enhance the summer reading program's goals for 2025?
So Color Our World is about many different things. We want to make sure that kids are enjoying all parts of their development. So it's about learning things through STEAM and about reading and about just coloring their whole world with vivid colors and imagination, which we find through books here at the library. But it also is engaging because we want them to be able to increase their knowledge of new things. So we always want to make sure that children are obviously engaged, but they could come here and read, but they can also come and do programs that involve so many amazing things that can color their world in a new, different way.
I love that. And it's really important to be having programs like this right now because it is the start of summer. Everyone's going to be leaving school. They're excited to be outside. They're excited to be enjoying the warm weather. And all that's well and fun, but I know everybody wants to keep them up to date with their learning and their education. So what strategies have you found most effective in engaging early childhood participants during the summer months?
Well, I think the most important thing is in letting families know that anybody can join summer reading. So we encourage babies, weeks old, all the way through adults to be involved in summer reading because we want parents and caregivers to model that for their children, that how important reading and education is in their house. That's the first step. The other thing is with the programs here at the library touch on so many different educational backgrounds. So it could be STEAM, so it's science, technology, engineering, art, and math learning, but it also could be reading. It could be something as fun as theater. So kids are learning how to public speak, which, something up your alley, right?
That's
right.
But
it's also more like kids being able to find their voice and talk and be able to do things and enjoy the summer when they're learning, but they're not even really knowing that they're learning because they're learning through play and they're learning through programs and they're learning through hands-on activities. And that's a big component that we have here at the library for all ages.
That's right. You're making learning fun and engaging for everybody. And that's, I think, the one that everyone relates the most to is that you're having so much fun, you don't realize how much you're learning along the way. Now, Emily, can you share some insights into the planning process for the summer reading kickoff event and how it's catering to the many diverse age groups that there are?
So the summer reading group that we have is an outreach and engagement group. And we start planning this probably almost a year in advance. So it is a work in progress all the time. And we want to make sure that children and adults have something that they can enjoy while they're here. So we have bounce houses for the little guys, but we also have a trackless train. We have a Kona ice truck. We also have arts and crafts, which is more like higher order thinking as they're doing it, but it's super fun. We have face painting, like little tattoo kind of painting. And then we have some other exciting things that can be brought through the library, but it takes us a year in advance to get all of these things ready because it isn't just the planning of kickoff, it's the planning of what the rewards will be based on how many books they read. It's ordering the books for the book fair. It's making sure that our
looks like we have a brief
it's fun and
there
exciting. It's fun and exciting and entertaining. So.
Well, there's going to be so much for everybody to look forward to. And you're absolutely right in that the outreach that the library has been doing these last few years has truly made such a difference. And it's involved to include programs like homeschool hangout, and it's helping to provide things for the entire community. How would you say that the outreach program, that the outreach for the library has evolved, and what is the impact that you've observed?
So I think the biggest thing is back in the day when I first started, which was almost 10 years ago, we were going to schools and we were doing early childhood visits, but we didn't really meet them, didn't go out to the middle school or high school or senior, like adult seniors as much. Well, now we have an adult senior coordinator that goes out to all senior facilities in the area, works hand in hand with the Parks and Rec to go to connect. But also our teen librarian, Steve, who is well known and very well loved, goes to all of these amazing outreach events. And he is starting last year his own YA kickoff for that age group of teen and tween. So they have their own kickoff, which is even more amazing. So they can feel at one with the community, but also have their own age group and escape rooms and exciting things for themselves.
Oh my goodness, you're making this sound so fun, and I'm sure that it's just as fun as you're describing it. It's going to be so many great things for everyone in the community. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm speaking with the Outreach and Engagement Supervisor for the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, Emily Vickers, talking about the West Bloomfield Library's summer reading program, which is kicking off this weekend on June 7th. Now, Emily, you guys have been doing a lot of work lately. In what ways does the library collaborate with local schools and organizations to help promote literacy and community involvement?
So we work hand in hand with the West Bloomfield school districts, but also we work hand in hand with Walled Lake and Bloomfield Township schools, because some of their schools are within the West Bloomfield area. Their mailing location is West Bloomfield. So we work hand in hand with them for reading programs such as 100 Books to Read in Kindergarten, Pine Tree, Lone Pine. We want to make sure that all of the kids are excited about reading and know what the library has to offer. Back in the day when I was younger, I mean, the library was just about books, and I've always loved books. But let me tell you, the library is so much more now. There are so many engaging programs. There's video games. There's kits that they can take home with hands-on learning experiences. So we want to make sure that when we collaborate with the schools, that they also know what we have to offer, and so they can present that to the kids as well.
Well, I love to hear that. Now, this program has been going on for a while now, the last couple summers, and I'm curious, what feedback have you received from families about the summer reading program, and how does it influence future programming for the library?
So we get a lot of feedback, which we absolutely love. We love positive feedback, and we love things about, hey, have you tried this? We love, collaboration with the public. That's our favorite thing, when patrons have positive things to say, but also helpful tips for us to learn for next year. So we've learned a lot in the last couple years, especially about what time of day. It was too long, it was too short. What can we do to make it better? Spreading things out more across the back of the campus was a big one. And we've spread things out more, and it's way more accessible and visible, so families can feel that they can move around the back of the campus easily throughout the activities on summer reading. And they also give us great feedback about our programs, like Homeschool Hangout was a big one that the public was really interested in. And we want to do and provide what the patrons are asking for from the library.
Well, there's going to be a lot for the patrons to see as they come out to this program this weekend. Emily, I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. Looking ahead, what innovations or expansions do you envision for the library's outreach and engagement initiatives?
So one of the big ones that the other early childhood person, Mary, and I have wanted to do is we would love to start doing story times with the ECSE classrooms, the early childhood special ed classrooms, especially, and potentially working with early on to have more story times with the little itty bitties. So we're excited about that. But we're also excited to provide different programs that our patrons have requested as well. We just did one called Baby Prom, which was a big expansion, and it was adorable having babies here all dressed up for prom. It was awesome. So we want to make sure that we're providing new and exciting programs, but as well as the old favorites, which everybody loves. So we want to make sure that we're being relevant and exciting at the same time.
Wow, it's great to hear of everything that the library has planned for the summer. I can't wait to see what's to come. Emily, real quick, before we wrap things up, where can people go to gain a little more information about the summer reading program and about some of the other programs that are going to be coming out within the next few months for the library?
So if you go to the library calendar, you can see everything that's happening throughout the summer, and there's also things that are happening in the fall is there in there as well. You can also visit the library. We'll give you our program guide, which has everything that's on the library calendar. And then you can also go to Beanstack and start logging your hours tomorrow. Your registration reward will be another tote bag. We know how exciting those are because you check out a lot of books. We want to make sure you have bags for those books. And then we also have other rewards throughout the summer to make sure that you're interacting with our Beanstack app and logging all of those hours. You also, if you're birth through fifth grade or middle school, you will get books to take home for your at-home library the more that you read. So we have great things that you can access through the library calendar. And if you come in, we will always provide that information for you.
All right, let's get reading. Lots of fun stuff to look forward to, Emily. Thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much. It was so great being here.